coming. I'm Diane Potter. This is Diane Potter Yoga. Today, let's start with a few cleansing breaths. Let's start on our feet. So inhale, arms up. And exhale, pull it down through your center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart and set an intention. Excellent. So, if you don't have them yet, grab 2 tennis balls, 2 yoga blocks, and a bungee cord. And you can pause me until you have those ready, because you'll need them. I'm not going to pause, though. I'm going to keep going because I have everything I need. All right, so I'm going to take 1 tennis ball under my right foot. And I'm just going to roll around from the heel, down up the center to the ball, to the toes, through the ball, through the center of the foot to the heel. Just go a few more times. Now I'm going to go through the arch, into the arch of the foot, along the front, inner arch, and then down the side. I'm going to go maybe over the ball, maybe just under the heel. I'm going to take my left foot and step on my right foot to just increase the pressure. Massaging up right at the top of my foot, underneath my foot, working on my balance. Breathe. Let's switch feet. Left foot is on the ball. It's rolling around. Go all the way to the top, to the balls of the foot. Roll around the ball and then underneath the ball. Roll down the center of the tennis ball, right around the heel. Roll into the heel, roll into the inner arch of the foot. Roll into the outer arch of the foot. You can see I'm just rolling it under, right around my heel. I'm going to step on top of it. And then back through the center. Excellent. I'm going to come down to a kneeling pose where I'm going to have all of my toes on the mat. All of my toes are up. You can start going forward on a block if you want to put a block in front of you. I'm going to hang out here, that's perfectly wonderful. If you want to hold on to a block on both sides, some people like that. I think the most efficient way to take much of the weight off your heels is just to sit on a block. You still have weight, but it's a little less intense for the feet. About 5 more breaths. I know this can be pretty intense, so just keep breathing. If you need to get out of it, just get out of it. You're building strength here and flexibility in the feet, so don't worry if you don't get it the first time. If it takes a few videos, a few watches to stay the whole length of the time I'm staying, that's okay. It's kind of, you celebrate, celebrate the seconds and celebrate the little tiny victories you get along the way, because it should make you feel good. This is all about feeling good, right? So that's the way we're meant to feel. We're meant to feel good. Let's untuck our feet so that the feet are now just naturally flat on the surface. And I'm gonna grab underneath both of my feet and pull my toes up, stretching my toes the other way. Breathe. And release. And release the block. I'm going to tap off the feet. Excellent. Now I'm going to come down, and we've really worked on the sun lines a lot, so I'm not going to really discuss too much, but let's start. There's a point between your ankle and your heel. It's very tender. Let's just start like leaning into that. And if, back off if it's too tender, but if you can, hold a steady few breaths here in this point. This energy point. Shiatsu, acupressure, acupuncture point, hormone balancing point. Breathe. Also in Shiatsu, the inner arch of the foot corresponds with the spine. So let's give that some love. Just like maybe right under the ankle, right? The very top of the heel, we're gonna go up the line of our inner arch, just lean into it. And let's lean in again. Just lean into it. Leaning in. And we'll go down towards the heel. Let's go the other way. Gonna lean in. Traveling up the inner arch of the foot, stopping for breaths along the way. Every millimeter, maybe, then up and then down. Maybe a couple millimeters, maybe half a centimeter. Breathe. And the pants I'm wearing show you the sun lines, right? So just can keep in mind that you can lean into the sun lines, squeeze in, lean in, squeeze the legs, warming the legs up, breathing. To the other side. Heels are right into, my heels of my hands are leaning into the sun line, which is the same line in my pants. Leaning in. Excellent. Now, we did this before. This is a very sensitive point for many people. And many of you, maybe you get massaged all the time and you can't feel it this way. I'm gonna ask you to take the tennis ball between the biggest, all right, so you're just gonna line up the largest part of your calf in the tennis ball and squeeze it into the thigh, and the same with both sides. You can do both sides. And if you are the type that likes a lot of pressure in your calves, you can do this pose in child's pose. So in child's pose with the tennis ball, you will definitely feel it. And you know, it will you just invited to hold the position until the pain stops, basically, because it's intense. But if you can just hang out here, you know, holding on, hugging your knees into your chest, maybe rocking on your spine, just breathe, maybe squeeze your calves down. Stay here for maybe about a minute or two. I'm gonna try the opposite way, because I think I could use some pressure right now. So I'm gonna put the tennis ball into the biggest part of my calves, and I'm just gonna come down and rest in child's pose. Wait for it. And your calves actually start opening up. The pain subsides. Going to take your arms by your sides. If you need to get out of this at any time, feel free to get out of it and lie on your back with the tennis ball. Just breathe. Surrender. Give it to God. Whatever it is happening, just give it to God. Be grateful that you made your way to your mat today. Be grateful for the openings in your body and the space you're creating so that Holy Spirit can move through you. Holy Spirit is always welcome in my yoga class. I'm about ready. I hope you are too. I'm going to take that out. Let's start with a child's pose. So walk your hands up to the front of the mat, top of the mat, and then press into your arms. Press into your fingers. Press into the ball of your hands. Start to stretch away your fingers away from your tailbone away from your fingers, rounding over. Let's tuck our chin a little. Whack our hands out. Tuck your chin. And now look up. Tense your fingers. So come onto your fingertips. See if you can come to your chin. You lean over to your right. Put your head on your right shoulder. Maybe wiggle your butt a little bit. Back and forth, creating space in your side body. Under your armpit, and go to the left and lean over to the left. Put your head on your left arm.
Just go back and forth over your arm. Surrendering, letting go. Breathe. Maybe come onto your chin. Look at your hands. Breathe. Tent up, fingertips. And tuck your chin. Let's roll over. Let's hold onto our heels for rabbit pose. So, all the way tucking your chin and the back of your head, the very top of your head is rolling all the way to the crown. Stretching out your entire back body from your neck to your sacrum. Just roll down. Let's walk our hands a little bit forward. Let's take puppy with a twist. So left hand comes up. Let's thread the needle of the left arm. Maybe you can come on your toes if you want, or just like on the tops of your feet, whatever you feel comfortable with. Breathe, big shoulder stretch right here. Breathe into your shoulder. Watch your fingertips, the tenting, making tents with your fingertips again. Maybe you can see if you could wiggle your butt a little, see how that opens the stretch in your arm. Breathe. And let's release that. Let's take our left arm up. Put the forearm on the ground, right arm up. Now we're going to thread the needle with the right hand. I'm going to rest. Tent the fingers. Breathe into the shoulder. And let's come back to a table. Just do some dancing lions. Hips back onto your heels. You're gonna roll your torso forward, rolling in a circle. Snap, crackle, pop. That's how you're supposed to feel right now. Feels good. Just get all the pops out. Now, let's come back where we started. I know that we did the hormone point in the left leg. I do not know if we did the right leg. So if you missed a leg, an ankle, just get it now. Between the heel of your right foot and the Achilles tendon, there is a very sensitive spot in there. That is a Shiatsu point. Maybe that's why it's so sensitive. We can just lean into it with and find out which elbow, which twist works for you. Do about 5 breaths. Okay, excellent. Release that. We're going to go off the backs of our legs. We've done the shins, calves, and the hamstrings. Well, all the hamstrings. Okay,
hamstrings. The most ideal thing to have here would probably be a foam roller, but I don't have a foam roller, so what I'm using is, well, I think this was a peanut jar, but we recycled it into a little pretzel holder. Pretzels aren't good for you, but that's okay, that's fine. I don't have anything against pretzels. What we're gonna do is we are going to put this under the hamstring. So if you're wringing out a muscle, it's like wringing out a rag. You go to the middle of the rag, the wettest part, and you wring it right from the middle. So we're going to the middle of the thigh, and we're gonna wring it out. So let me just come up onto one. Just roll underneath your leg. So you're just rolling it. Just sink your weight into it. Like try, pressing into your right foot. Rolling, like you're rolling out dough. Also, you roll out dough. You roll from the center first, and then you make it real thin and long. So you roll all the way up and down to the attachments. You can go to the attachments right above the kneecap, the back of the knee. You just rest there. Rest on those, or just sink into them. And then roll through the center again. Roll all the way up to the attachments, the hamstring, ischial tuberosity attachments. I don't want to say sit bones, because it's confusing for anatomy students, because the sit bones are in your shoulder in anatomy. You get the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and I don't remember subculture by the Pixies. The sits muscles are in your shoulders. In yoga, they say sits muscles, they mean your butt, the muscles of your butt, what you sit on, the bones you sit on, sit bones, they say. So you're gonna go right up to the bone and massage the attachments there. And you're gonna roll all the way back. We should have actually done a little test first to see if we're getting any space, creating space in our hamstrings. I know it works, but maybe if you see it, sleep when we're done one, we could do the other after we take a little test. Let's do a forward fold. Let's take our hands under our knees just for support and adjustment. Bring your chest through. Maybe lift each leg, pull it a little further apart. Hug your knees into your chest. If this looks impossible, why don't you rest your body on a block or two? Many people find that if they support their body, it opens up further for them. So that might help you to surrender. If you don't need it, you don't need it. You do you. Don't compete, don't compare. Be kind to yourself. Okay, let's do the other leg. Leg under your left foot, and your left thigh right in the middle. The left foot on the floor, and just roll onto the muscle, rolling up and down. All the way down to the knee. Like you're rolling dough here. Rolling dough, the knee. And then the center. Wringing it out. Lengthening the muscle. Rolling all the way up to your ischial tuberosity, to the attachments from your hamstrings. If you want, maybe you could try a tennis ball here if this isn't, if you don't have a foam roller. You could see how it feels to give a little. You might just need to use more upper body strength with something as small as a tennis ball, which is for me a bit uncomfortable. I don't like to use a lot of body strength when I'm getting my massage. I like to barely use any. So let's go. Take that again. I leave, you know, the peanut. It was either a peanut container or a Cafe Boost Yellow container. My husband loves this Cafe Boost Yellow. There you go. Just rolling around on that. Excellent. Let's do a forward fold one more time. Let's fold over our legs onto your feet. Maybe you can reach your foot away from your body. Reach your foot away from your body. Just fold over. Legs should feel pretty much done. Now it's time to get the hips. So take a tennis ball, put it right underneath your left hip. Just roll around on the ball till you find that spot, the spot that's calling you. And just, you know, if you want it more intense, you can take the right leg and bend into the leg and send it a little bit over to your left. The tennis ball's under your left hip. I just keep rocking my hips over. You know, it's like a cross fiber kind of massage for the knot. And I'm just gonna sink in, I'm just gonna relax into it eventually. And maybe I'm gonna stop the movement. You try switching your legs a little bit if you'd like. Straighten the right leg and bend the left leg. Ooh, that's a little intense. You just go, you can bend the left and close the left knee. Cross fiber if you like. Or you can maybe see if you need to find another spot. Find a different spot that's calling you. These spots are really, really good for sciatic pain. But sometimes we hold toxins in the knots have toxins that need to be released, and when they're released, it could hurt. You feel a lot of pain, a lot of stretchy kind of pain that you've overdone it. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you flush it out, drink lots and lots of water after this, and you'll be used to it soon if you're not already. Many people who practice yoga get massage regularly, so this is probably feels very comfortable to you and normal. I'm just moving my left leg over the knot, moving around. Maybe I can pick it up, go over it. I found a different one now. I'm just about to switch legs. You can cross the left leg over the right leg and press the left leg away. Feeling the opening, the space we're creating, tension that's leaving our body. Should feel good. Feel good. You can hug the right knee into your chest. Clasp your hands right under the knee. Pull your legs to you. You can continue rocking around on the ball. So the pressure should be significantly less now since your weight is off the ball. Excellent, then release. Let's do the other side. Straighten the left leg. Start with bending the right leg. Maybe straighten the right leg and maybe bend the left leg, and then just roll around, moving your hips a little bit so you find the spot that needs to be released, the knot, I should say. You find the knot that's calling you, that's saying, need to be released, come get me. So we've got it on the run now. It's what you just want to breathe into, or you want to just cross fiber it by moving your left leg back and forth, creating a little movement in your hip. Now let's straighten both legs. You could bend the right leg and find another spot that's calling you. Maybe you could take the right leg out to the right if you find that spot. It could be intense. You know, you could just leave it straight up to the ceiling. Whatever your body's asking you to do. Let's listen. It's going to be less intense if you point your knee towards the ceiling, and more intense if you point your knee towards the sidewall. I'm gonna take my left foot over my right knee and press. I can find even another spot. Let's see if I find one more spot. Yeah, that's it. Make all the wiggles you got to get it on a spot that's calling you, and then take the left leg and push it away from you, feeling the trochanter drop into its socket. Maybe you could wag your knees side to side if you want to stay on that spot, or find where it can go. And then let's just release. Let's take our hands through the legs below the knee, and then press the knee and the ankle towards your body, and keep breathing and surrendering. Letting go. Okay, let's take our knees, bend our knees, feet to the floor on either side of the mat. Let's just knock your knees together for constructive rest, releasing the hips. Take the tennis ball into the right hand. We're going to lift the left shoulder up. I'm going to go a little lower than maybe you would normally go, just to really get the full range between the shoulder blade and the spine. You're going to roll up and down until you find the knot. Just find a spot that needs to be open, a knot that needs to be melted. And when you get on that knot, it's nice to picture an ice cube melted. Your muscle is melting. Breathing new life, new energy, love and health and healing into your muscles. And on your exhale, release what's stuck, release what's tight, and release any soreness, stiffness can be restored. the health in your shoulders. In your glutes, in your calves, in your hamstrings, in your feet. When you have that spot and it's nicely melted, you can scoot up and down to maybe coming a little closer towards the top of your shoulders. Let's find another one. I still would be now along the shoulder bone and the spine. I've not gone above the shoulder bone. We are going to save that spot for later, a little later, after we do the right shoulder anyway. So just hang out where the spot's calling you. If you don't, sometimes it goes away right away. Sometimes you feel it melting in less than 2 seconds. And if that's the case, you just have to go to another spot. Because if you're an active yogi, you do a lot of chaturangas and you have probably some built up stuff between your shoulder blades, rhomboids. Just surrender, let it go, breathe, and let go. I'm done, so hopefully you are too. And if you need to pause the video until you're finished, pause the video, that's fine with me. And you can join me on the other side when you're ready. I'm taking the tennis ball in my left hand now, and I'm reaching under my right shoulder. I'm lifting my shoulder up, and I'm kind of scooting down towards the bottom of my shoulder blade, towards the middle of my spine. I want to get low first and then move upward. Okay, so just find out where the knot lives for you and just sink around it, melting it, releasing it, letting it go. Release it to the arms of love. It's a good time to remember your intention, what brought you to the mat. Think about 3 things you're grateful for. Release them. Holy Spirit, release my past up until this moment. Help me to release my past. Help me to surrender my future, what's to come. Help me to let that go. I need to put all of my attention in this moment. The only moment that we can heal in, the only moment that we can love, and the only moment that we can receive is in this moment. And roll up. Maybe you roll up a little bit more. See if you can find a spot between the top of your shoulder, the top of your shoulder that lines up with the shoulder bone and the spine. So you're not on the bone, but you're in the center of the shoulder bone and the spine, and you're releasing any tension, any knots, any stuck, stagnant soreness that's between your shoulders. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. God help me. Now, when you feel that release, you are ready to take the tennis ball into your right hand. We are going to go along the top of the shoulder, so the deltoids, the back of the deltoids. We're going to take this tennis ball
And we're gonna need our hips to do that, but we're gonna move, press into the feet, press into the elbows, and just roll around at the very top of the deltoids, behind the neck, underneath the neck, and find a spot there that's calling you. Sink right into that spot, melting the muscle tissue around the tennis ball. When you find the spot, you can stop moving your hips around. Just surrender. Stop fighting. Allowing what is. And that did not take me long. I hope you guys are ready to move on, or you can pause if you're not. I'm ready to move on. I'm going to take the tennis ball into my left hand. I'm moving it to the right, very top of my right shoulder. Very, very top. And I'm just going to roll around. Roll over the backs of my collarbones, top, the very, 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 very top of the shoulder blades, rolling out until I find the spot. It's a little bit, for me, it's a little bit closer to my neck. I'm just gonna hang out there. You know, I could windshield wiper the legs. You don't have to, but I wanna do that. You're gonna look over the right shoulder. Sinking a little deeper into the muscle. Coming into constructive rest. Knees are together, feet are spread out. It's actually moving quite quickly for me on this side as well. Feel all the space you're creating in your back body. Have patience. Have patience. We will now, if you're ready, do the front of the body. So this is really good if you have tightness and shortness underneath your clavicle. If you need a posture fix, or if you have a serious cough, it's really good to get into the muscles here. So first we're gonna take the tennis ball right underneath we did this in yoga massage too, but right underneath our clavicle muscle, moving out towards our armpit, right? You can feel it. You can just take the tennis ball and just feel how that feels, okay? It's gonna be more intense, of course, when we're lying down, and then we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down about 1 inch. We're gonna find another indentation, another groove there between kind of intercostal muscles. We're going to roll the tennis ball out. This is kind of slow, so you really have to take your time until the muscle melts around the ball. Just freeing up space in your chest, just rolling it towards your armpit. Now this one is actually lined up with my armpit. And then maybe the last one, this could be really tender. So just the last one, right above your chest, you're going to roll, you're lying down on the tennis ball and you're just surrendering into gravity. And the tennis ball is actually gonna make its own way out. And when it is, the muscle is melting and opening towards your armpit, towards the left side of your body. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that on both sides. And then the rest of the class will just be dedicated to hip flexor love. And I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So, here we go. We are going to take the tennis ball right underneath our collarbone. Right underneath. No, you're on top of your collarbone, you're right underneath it. Just surrender. Just breathe and relax. And if you want to, you can make a pillow with your wrists. You can
nod your head over your wrist, massaging out your forearm. Don't be afraid to sink in. Your forearms should be able to take a lot of pressure. And you'll be able to sink your head. You are getting a deep massage for both your wrist and your collar clavicle muscles, okay? The muscles of your clavicle. Just breathe, surrender, let go, surrender into the arms of love. I don't know about you, but I feel it. I feel it moving towards my right now, towards the left side of my body. I feel it moving. If you need a little help with that, you can lift your hips up and scoot them over, scoot your shoulder over. Just stay up, towards the bone, right underneath it. Having patience, releasing it. And then, about an inch or so down to the indent, the muscle between the rib cage bones up right here. So we are just above the chest now, and this is more intense. It's closer. Just sink into that till that muscle opens up. Just sink into that until the muscle melts. Excellent. I'm going to switch now. I'm going to go to the other side. I feel like I can breathe deeper. I feel like I've created some space, and I'm going to take this tennis ball into my right clavicle now. Just bring my arms out to a T. Surrender. Or I could take my bracelets off and then get a nice massage from my right wrist as I sink into it. I understand that this weight is kind of a lot, so I'm going to put on some music to help with the weighting. If hopefully that won't bother you. You can let me know if the music is a distraction. We will not use it again. I kind of like it a lot, so we'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. So the clavicle still relaxing. I'm gonna lift my hips a little, move this around, along. Excellent. One more. Right here, the neck indent. Right above your chest, find the indent. Put the ball there. Sink into the ball. Make pillows. It's intense. Breathe. Surrender into the arms of grace. Let grace find you. So, I will probably go back to the music, but hip flexors. Let's do the hip flexors. Hip flexors. So, I'm taking the angle on my block right here, and I'm going to set it up in the inner hip flexor. So, just center of the muscle, I'm going to lean into the block. The block is at an angle. And gradually, as my hip flexor starts to release, the block will move towards the left, and I will feel an opening in my hip flexors. It's really important to take care of the hip flexors, especially if you're doing lots of press stuff or in arm balances. And the experts say it takes 20 minutes to release the hip flexors. So we get that kind of time, I hope. And when we finish this, we'll take as long as it takes on this. we're gonna finish up at the couch. So I'm gonna change camera angle and I'm going to put my mat right in front of the couch. So I lie on my back and I put my feet on the couch. If you have a chair, you don't need a couch, wherever, if you have, one of those big balls, you can use a stability ball. I'm gonna use a couch and I am gonna keep my feet up there for 20 minutes, I'll time it. If, stay as long as you can, preferably more than 7 minutes. But the whole 20 would be wonderful for your hip flexors. They would greatly appreciate it. So let's start with the hip flexor massage with the block and then go to the couch, and I'll try not to talk so we can just play the music, okay? Hope I don't get in trouble for this, using somebody's music. It's nice to actually, if you want to back bend while you do this, take your face, left cheek on the ground. You will feel this massaging into your lower back. It's good. You release the neck either way. I'm going to turn on my left cheek away from my left knee. I'm going to even lift my hips a little, sink a little. The blood is starting to release itself from me. I am ready to release this. If you are not ready, pause the screen Then go to the opposite hip flexor. So the ankle here goes right to the center, toward the center of my body, just out inside of the hip flexor, and I'm going to release onto the block so that the block will melt the muscle, and I will feel the slow melting, and I'll feel the block moving towards the right. It's very, very, very gradual. Take your time, feel it. Sometimes if you lift your hips a little or move your shoulders, it assists the opening of the movement. So it's up to you. You just do you right now. I bent my left knee, the middle of my left shoulder. This gets a little extra for the spine, the upper spine. I'm feeling my right leg and hence hip flexor release the block. So, take your mat and put it right in front of a chair or a couch or a stability ball. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to, can you see that? I can't see that, okay. You're just gonna relax, just take your Shavasana here. So, I am definitely standing up for 20 minutes. I don't blame you if you don't, but if you do, your hip flexors will be very, very, very grateful. Just surrender. If you need a blanket, might help. You stay, because your body temperature might drop in Shavasana. 5, maybe 3 more minutes. Start to now bring your legs to the ceiling. If you want to scoot your hips right up to the edge of the couch, you can. Viparita Dandasana, you can clap your legs together. Stretch your arms out. And then rotate your ankles around. Bring your knees into your chest. You can lie down on one side of your body. Couple breaths in fetal transitioning breaths. And up to a seated pose when you're ready. Let's finish by chanting an ah. We'll say the ah like a sigh. Let the breath rise. Exhale completely first. Exhale, let go, and then inhale. May you take the peace that you found in this class and bring it into your life. May the lives you meet be touched by the peace you share. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be bright and grateful and radiant. May you be abundant, and may you be blessed. You're meant to be. It's who you're supposed to be. Have a wonderful week, and please like and subscribe. I have a lot to give. So have a wonderful week. See you soon.